What's up? If you are watching this video and you're kind of new to this space right now, my name is Megan. I'm the CEO and founder of Valkyrie Fitness and Nutrition. And what I wanted to kind of go over is some frequently asked questions, because I get it, there are a ton of programs out there. And typically, like, the biggest thing is like, what am I going to see when I join your program? Like, what kind of results am I gonna get, right? So I want to go over a couple things that a lot of people need to be mindful of, and a lot of coaches don't really go over this because, well, one, obviously we want you in our program, but two, like, you have to remember, like, realistic expectations inside of your fitness journey. There are a lot of coaches selling these quick fix programs. Maybe you're seeing extreme results, but you're not actually understanding the timeline and what those clients are getting it. Another thing that's a key component is, like, what is being done inside of the program to get to these people at these, this weight loss goal, or these, inches lost, or how their body composition changes, or how their strength is improving. I like to go over this stuff in, like, the client testimonial. So if you haven't checked that out, you can go into my YouTube. I have, I think, over 30 in there right now, and I'll be adding more. It's something that I recently started doing in the past, the past year or so, just to kind of bring more awareness of what clients are getting in results, because obviously I know that, as I've been doing this for 4+ years, people like to hear the testimonial side of things. So it's something that I've incorporated and really started to, make sure I'm getting that as clients are getting and leaving the program as well. So let's dive into this, right? What type of results can I get in your program? So this will always depend, right? Depends, right? First have to ask yourself this, like, what am I willing to put in, right? What kind of effort are you willing to put into the program? I often tell people, we can get you those results, but you would have to do like X, Y, and Z in order to get there, right? What I mean by that is, are you willing to work out only 3 days a week? Right? Are you willing to be mindful of your food intake? So, like, tracking your food. Are you willing to, take extra steps in order to reach your results? Like, are you going to review the information that we provide, right? Review trainings. Are you going to ask questions, right? Right, and that's another thing. Inside of programs, right, we can't dictate how people are going to be. I often say that time and time again, because each person that comes into my program is at a different level. That's another thing too. What level are you at? Are you new? It's capitalized, yeah. Intermediate? Are you advanced? And when I say by that, like, have you worked with coaches before? Have you tracked your food before? Are you starting out from scratch? Have you been in really good shape and then you kind of lost your motivation? This is also going to be determine like how much you succeed inside of a program, because you have to remember, just like anything, right? If I was to step into, like, I don't know, like, I was training to learn how to play guitar, and there's someone that's been training guitar longer than I have. Maybe they're still like a newer student, but let's say they're 3 or 4 weeks ahead of me, right? The results are going to be a lot better. Vice versa, if I come in and I step in and someone's brand new and I'm brand new, like, a lot of times our results might be pretty similar. But let's say I'm a hard charger and I'm a go-getter and I really want to push myself. So I'm practicing outside of class, right? So then I might move forward a little bit faster than the person sitting next to me. So I want you to be mindful of that as well, right? Each person that I come into this program is at a different level. They're at a different mindset. Some people, it takes a really, really long time for them to get over all of the diet programs that they've been with before. And, myself or my assistant coaches, we might be telling them the same thing over and over and over again, because they just won't do it, because they're just still in that mental state of thinking that it's not going to work, or they're not trusting the process yet, right? And that's another thing, is trusting the process. Are you someone that trusts the process, right? Are you someone that when you work with a coach, you listen to them and you follow direction without, like, questioning it or thinking that it might be wrong? That's another part of this, right? Just think, like, between my team and I, we have over 40 years experience inside of seeing, not just in the coaching space, but also in the space of, like, being first responders ourselves. So we understand the shift work. We've come to terms with finding ways around our own fitness journey and how to make it work with that profession. So you have to remember too, like I have people that come in that have no knowledge and they still really don't trust the process yet. So I want you to understand, like everyone starts at a different level. So in terms of results, it depends on you. That will be time and time again. I will always say that, right? I have clients that come in that are doers. So a doer, I can always expect that easily. It depends, right, on how much weight they have to lose as well. I have some people that come in that are 150 pounds and they just need to lose like 5 to 10 or they want to change their body composition. I have some people that come into the program that are, maybe at 300 pounds and they have a lot to lose. I have some people that are in the middle, right? They're in the 200 plus range. So each of these people are going to lose weight based off their body composition starting. So like let's say if you're at 150, you're going to lose a lot less weight than someone that's like 300 pounds. You know what I mean? So like you have to remember that too. So doers, right, they see the most results because they're the ones that they listen, they implement, and they go for it once myself or one of my assistant coaches tells them exactly what to do. Each and every week, we break down what people are doing well, where they can improve. We go over questions, comments, concerns. We have trainings. We have everything that anyone needs in order to be successful, and also to pretty much alleviate any questions that they might have. Like that's something I have inside of my program as well, because what I found is working with so many people, everyone has very similar questions. So I wanted all those questions answered, right? So not just like over 40 years of experience, now you can also eliminate let's say you can eliminate 10 years of guesswork, right? Because that's what I've done with myself. So I eliminated 10 years of guesswork. So that's another key component, and that's why people can see results so quickly, right? I have the program at 16 weeks, and people have dropped 40 pounds in less time because I'm eliminating 10 years of guesswork for them. Vice versa, like we have 40 years of experience, so we have all the knowledge and experience. We've seen it in multiple people. We've helped hundreds of people. All together, we're probably, helped thousands at this point. So that's another really key component too, is like we understand what people need. We understand what body compositions, do based off like their food intake, when they're hitting certain numbers and when they're not. So like I mentioned, the doers see most results. The thinkers, when I say thinkers, they're the ones that are kind of like second guessing. I guess we could say that, like thinkers, second guessers. It takes a little bit longer because what happens is they don't think it's going to work, right? Oh, I've tried everything. Even though they jump into the program and they took that step, there's still barriers for a lot of people, and I want you to understand that. Like, there's barriers in each and every one of us, right? I have barriers that I have to break past, being a business owner and a coach. There's things that I'm still afraid to do, or vice versa. It's, clients that come in and they have barriers in their weight loss journey where they think that they have to undereat, avoid this, avoid that. And it takes a little bit longer for them to get to that mindset. So that's a big component too, is the mindset shifts that we do inside the program, which does help, but everyone's at a different point, right? They're all on a different pedestal, and each person is moving at their own rate. So we have to take that as, something that we got to consider as well. But I will say, right, we do have inside of my program a risk-free guarantee. Reason I have that is because there are things inside of my program that when you implement, it will guarantee that you get results, right? So I do have a risk-free guarantee in there. If you do what we say, right, you're a doer, then you're going to guarantee to get results. It's like virtually impossible, right? I can read people's data inside of their program. My team can do the same exact thing because that's exactly what we talk together. We work as a team. We communicate on what clients are doing what. And they're able to recognize the same things that I am, right? They're the same as me. I just printed them out, essentially, and made them know and have the same knowledge as I do in helping the clients. And they've also seen with their own clients over the years how to work with people. So we're just building on the knowledge, and we can pinpoint and see it virtually at any capacity with people that come into our program. So we know what works, we know what doesn't work, we know where to lead people, we know where to kind of like steer them from, because again, people are their own worst enemies, so sometimes we have to be the voice of reason. And that's another thing too, right? We can be the voice of reason all times. But what happens, right? Some people are thinkers and they don't want to listen, which is okay, right? We have to understand that some people need that extra time, and when they come around, that's when they really start seeing the results again. So again, when it says like what type of results can I get in your program, I want you to like look back and be like, am I gonna do the work? Because like here's the thing, over the years, right, I've worked with, let me move myself out of the way. I've worked with people that work anywhere from like 36 hours, right? That's my healthcare, all the way to plus 100 hours per week. It can vary. I've worked with construction. I've worked with law enforcement. I've worked with 3-letter agencies. I've worked with military deployments, people that are flight paramedics. I've worked with people in rigs, firefighters, wildland firefighters. I've seen teachers, sport coaches. I've worked with everything. People with 2 jobs, people with 4 kids, single moms. So I've seen a lot of things, and the one thing I can say every single time in each one of those people, those that were the doers, right? I had a mom, 4 kids, all under the age of 14, I believe, and she was a doer. Told her what to do. We crafted a plan that worked for her based off her time, her availability. She had to, she's got to feed kids, so stuff has to work for her that way. And it worked, right? Because she was a doer. Vice versa, I can have someone that's working 36 hours, single, doing their own thing, but they're a thinker. And they're like, I don't know if this is going to work. You know what I mean? And they have all the time in the world, but they just keep like backtracking, going, I don't know. Or they just don't do what we tell them to implement, right? And that's why I always tell people, there will always be 2 sides of a coin whenever you walk into a program, and it usually is determined on if you're willing to do the work and listen to the coaches, so on and so forth. So the hours per week really don't matter to us. We know how to navigate it, but you have to be willing to like take those extra steps, right? You have to be willing to like put in as little as like 10 minutes a day. I've taught people how to like get around like never having to cook. I've taught people how to like really, really get their nutrition dialed in with as little as effort as possible. So again, it comes down to like what you're willing to do, and understand that it's simple. It's so simple. I always tell people this is like once you learn this stuff, it's so simple, but it's not easy, right? Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. And I'm not here to preach that, it's going to be the easiest thing in the world, but it's simple. And once you learn how to simplify things, you can get the results. So it's not so much if I'm going to get the results, it's going to be like, am I going to put in the effort so I will get the results? And like from that point forward, that's how you can, understand that when you step into a program, you can. It's just like, are you willing to put forth the effort and do it that way? So I just wanted to go through that because that's usually like a big issue when it comes to, people wanting to jump inside this program. And like I said, I worked with women anywhere from, I have a 19-year-old right now, 19 to 80 years old. Right? So we've seen it all. Like myself, my other coaches, we worked with various different women in all types of age groups, professions, life issues. I worked with people going through, perimenopause, postmenopausal. We worked with people going through divorces. I worked with people who are, single, that are married, that have 4+ kids. So you have to understand that it's not so much like can I do it? It's will I do it, right? You have to kind of make that mindset shift on yourself, because we can't do it as coaches. We will help you with the mindset as much as you very well need it, but at the end of the day, like we can't put the weights in your hand and make you get that workouts in. We can't show up a little bit earlier for work to get the workout in if you have a gym at work, or stay a little bit later. We can't put the food in your mouth. We can't force you to do any of that stuff. So I often tell that to people, Everything is determined based off of what you are willing to do. So what is your willpower, right? What's your willpower? What's your motivation look like? Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? If so, like, we can help you, because you're at a point where you're just like, damn, like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to feel heavy anymore. My joints hurt. I can't do the same thing I used to do. I am a liability to the place that I'm working at. I want to show up for my kids. I want to be around in my 70s. So you have to ask yourself, like, what are you willing to put in? What's your effort? Where do you want to see yourself? Because if you're at a point where you're like, yes, like, that I want to feel better, I want to lose weight, I want to never have to diet again, then the results will come. And I have clients, years and years from down the road that still shoot me texts every now and then. They're like, hey, like, this is what I look like now, or hey, I have some people get done, and when they're finished with me, like, they're down like 30 plus pounds, and then they still continue to lose weight because we gave them the formula. We're not hiding anything from anyone. We want everyone to succeed, not just in this program, but afterward as well. So that's the end goal. That's, if you're questioning, will I get results? Or, a lot of times too, you have to, ask yourself, like, am I willing to make a change? Because this is not a quick fix program. It's for lifestyle, right? I build everything based off lifestyle. I still have muffins, I still have pizza, I still have beer, I still have whiskey, I still go to the movies, I still go out to dinner. I travel a lot, so I'm trying to experience, life and restaurants and really good food. So that's what you want to learn, we'll teach you. But if you say to yourself, like, no, I'm not willing to do that, then your mindset needs to shift before you can start anything. You know what I mean? So there isn't a program out there that'll help. So just understand that. And understand that too, like, yes, this is an investment in your health, right? Obviously, like, a program at this caliber, we're going to help you really, like, essentially change your life, right? I had someone say that the other day, like, you guys are literally helping people change their life. And it's not, I'm not going to say it's a cheap program, because it's not, and it's not for a reason, right? We want people who are serious. We want people who are willing to, look back 10 years down the road and be like, damn, that was the best investment I ever made, because I'm not doing whatever else crazy things that's coming out this month, diet-wise. There is always going to be a crazy diet program. There's always going to be some sort of diet drug. There's going to be some sort of surgery. It's more so like, am I willing to take the road less traveled? Because most people won't. They'll take the paved path that seems really fast and easy. And we're here teaching people that lifestyle will overcome that, because guess what? Once you learn a lifestyle, there's no complications. You don't have to deal with side effects. You just deal with the fact that you can live a really long life, and you feel better, and you look good, and you know exactly how to change your nutrition and structure your own workout plans, and understand, like, how to progress forward when your program's all said and done. You don't have to worry about relapsing either, right? We teach you guys how to recognize that too. So enough of my spiel. If this is something that you're interested in, you can go ahead and book a call with me directly, and from there will be a link underneath this YouTube channel which will have the consultation link. That's what I like to do. I cannot know if I can even help you unless we get a chance to sit down and talk. And then from there, if it feels like it's a fit, we'll get you set up on a start date, onboarding call. We like to make sure you guys are all set up for success before you start. Again, this is not an app. This is not an ebook. We're coaching people in order to help them succeed long term. So we want to make sure you get that help. And from there, moving forward in your program. All right.